And how are you? I hope you're doing great. Just wanted to do a little session on the importance of income protection, or otherwise known as sick pay cover. And there are various types of this coverage that makes sure that in the event of you being off work due to sickness or accident, there is an income that continues to come through for you. So why I absolutely am so passionate about this these sort of plans is I recognize that you and we are the money makers. All your ideas or your projects you're doing back home, the property investment deals that you're doing, whatever it is that you're up to, it's you who is the mastermind, you who is the genius behind it, you who is the one who's making things work. And if you are employed and you're working for an employer that only gives you statutory sick pay, I don't know many people who can survive on that today, in this day and age. Things are getting thick and they're getting thicker. So, but in the same breath, it's very difficult when things are hard to think, actually, I need this in place. The reason it's so important is that if things do go wrong with your health, which sometimes you can't help, if you get sick or when or how, or if you get involved in an accident and you can't go to work, or you have a mental breakdown because of certain life circumstances, those are things that are a little bit out of your control. You can do certain things to try and be as healthy as possible, but still life happens to the good and the bad and the ugly. And if it does happen, you want to put yourself in a position where you can know that, hold on, what will I fall back on? So I say this to a lot of first generation diasporans because we haven't been here for that long. Whilst there are quite a few people now who sort of had cleared off mortgages and cleared off investment properties where they know that property will just give me my rental income with no issues, and I've got that portfolio fund that's giving me money without me, I'm now drawing money out instead of making it grow. So there are people like that, but there are pockets of people. For a people like us, first generation, most are still in the building phase. Now, if you're in a building phase and things collapse with your health, you're going 10 steps backwards. And you don't really want to do that. So if you can have things in place such as the income protection policy that can hold you forward, hold you up, so that you don't go back down to the ground in the event of things going wrong with your health, that is such a bonus. The other thing I wanted to say about income protection is you can really tailor it to suit your particular needs. You can get the bare minimum of cover. You can, because I always say half a loaf is better than nothing. In your day of trouble, if someone comes and says, hey, there's £500 on top of your statutory sick pay, it's better than a kick in the teeth, right? If someone says there's £1,000, there's £2,000. But what I find tends to happen a lot in circles. I mean, people like ourselves who are independent, whole of market advisors, we look at the whole of market based on your age, on your health circumstances, on your career. So all those things are playing in. What sort of particular benefits suit you based on your lifestyle, and we try and tailor it to that. But you get people who go into groups and they say, oh, you're paying a lot, I'm only paying £5. I remember seeing someone who had, they were paying £5 or £10 because the policy was only for a 5-year term. So great, you take it for a 5-year term, that's fine, you're doing a shortcut, so you think. But in year 4, you fall ill, and you've now got a certain condition that when it comes to renewal time, after 5 years where you have to set up a brand new policy, you cannot be covered for that particular condition. So, in trying to take a shortcut, which sometimes when push comes to shove, you might have to. But this is why it's important to sit down with someone and actually, get advice. Say, okay, this is my circumstances. What do you think? Because it is a whole maze out there. You'll be amazed when I sit down with people and I start to explain the different covers and what it does. They're like, whoa, it's a whole world. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of information. I mean, you just think, yeah, simple does this, there's things like waiver of premium. So if you're off sick, you want to make sure that your premiums are upheld, and you don't have to pay the premiums, but your policy is held. Because sometimes when you're sick, if you're in a hospital, you've got extra costs on top of the standard cost of living. So you don't want to then lose your policy at a time that, you know you need it and it's benefiting you now, but really things are tight and you're needing all this extra care and stuff. So sitting with somebody is important. Have that conversation. Book yourself into my diary. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about these things. You can't afford to bury your head in the sand. Some of the stress that you may be experiencing is just that worry of, what if I fall ill? Oh my gosh, what if this happens? What if that happens? So prioritize you. You are the money maker. You are the most important person there. You are the most valuable asset amidst all the things that you're investing in, all the lands, all the property, all the businesses that you're doing. Nothing tops you. You are valuable. So if you're paying for your car insurance, your mobile phone, make sure that you have a level of cover if the wind blows, the storm comes in life, so that you have somewhere you can just, hold forth and, recover in peace, not in stress. I hope that helps someone. Speak to you later. Take care.